Today's episode is brought to you by Privacy.
Head on over to privacy.com/rogue and get $5 of real money that you can spend anywhere.
They're just going to give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to let you have it. There's no way to say it that doesn't sound vaguely threatening.
You're going to get it. $5.
Privacy. Are you worried?
Do I need to grease myself up? I already got like a pretty good coat of Crisco on.
You're giving me a strong case to say yes right here.
Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna learn how to escape from a straitjacket, and not only that, how to make it look good and exciting to other people. Now, the important thing to know about the straitjacket is that it was never designed to be escape-proof. It was designed to make it hard for the quote-unquote criminally insane or whatever, so they can't hurt themselves. It makes it hard to get out, so you don't tend to think of things logically. It was a fairly new device when Houdini decided to popularize it by saying, number one, by the way, there's this thing that's very hard to escape from. It's called a straitjacket. Also, guess who can escape from it? This guy.
You're not doing the Houdini voice, by the way, but that's okay.
Pretty much Houdini's voice.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Then he would kick a jukebox and it would start playing rock and roll tunes. But the important thing is that at the time, part of the reason that this was so popular and Houdini's act in general is that you had a lot of immigrants who were struggling to beat the man. They felt like restricted, held down. He was a diminutive guy, barely over like 5'2", I think. Here was somebody who said, no cell can hold me. He felt originally that it was important to hide the method of escape from the straitjacket, and only later did he realize that it's actually more impressive when people saw him step by step struggle to make his way out of it. So, with that in mind, you ready?
He just bought one that was too big. They didn't make him small enough to fit him.
Not to spoil anything on this episode, that's part of it, is that your job as a performer is to make it seem more constrictive than it actually is. But in this case, we're both about medium build, so this is a medium-sized straitjacket. There are straitjackets that are real and fake. In fact, actually what I tell young magicians is just go to a tailor, give them your measurements and say, I need one with a special gimmick that'll let me release and suddenly everything gets loose. So here we go, they go on like this.
All right. All right, honestly, I thought this would happen to me a lot earlier in life.
All right, so here's the part we'll turn you around. A lot of times in promo photos, you'll see the buckles in the front. That's just because it looks better that way.
They just put them on backwards?
Yes, they do. And on TV, they do the same thing. And so you want to put all three of these straps on there, kind of hunch, there you go.
You loaned me one of these for a costume party like a long time ago.
How did it go?
Like 20 years ago.
Yeah?
I won the costume contest. Everyone was like, wait, that's a real straitjacket. And this party was at an abandoned mental hospital.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
First part, you got the three things in the back, and then we'll turn around. And then you'll notice that you've got a strap on the right, one on the left. Now, keep in mind, a normal straitjacket is not going to night after night after night be going through a bunch of wear and tear. I figured out really quick that they don't make these rivets strong enough. And so when you're on stage and somebody yanks and this thing just tears right out, it's not a great moment. So you'll notice I had to go to a sale shop and actually have these reinforced with sale rent material on there. Okay, so do me a favor, take your arms, cross them over. For sake of performance, you're gonna wanna go right over left.
Okay.
I think I can make it harder for you the other way around, but I think this will be enough of a challenge. And then here we go, we'll turn around again. And so you got a strap that goes in the grommet, pulls back around the other way. And now here's the part that man, everybody wants to hold back. And I have to look them in the eye. And I say, I'm not kidding about this. I want you to pull it as tight as you possibly can. So I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
There we go. Well, that's most of the way there. Yeah, you know what? We can go tighter. There you go. Here's another one.
We're reaching the Jason poops himself threshold, just so you know.
So at this point, tight, 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 and then turn around. Everything should appear nice and tight in front. And then finally, there's the part where you let everybody know of the crotch strap down below.
Yeah, mustn't forget that.
That solidifies everything. Okay, there we go. All right. So
how tight does that one have to be?
Turn around, turn around. You'll see there's a little clasp in the back. I'm gonna pinch it, I'm gonna thread it through, and then again, this is one of those moments for comedic effect. I make sure to tell people, I say, pretend it's a church bell that you're ringing, just straight up and down, only it's my crotch.
It's gonna ring my bell, isn't it?
So here we go, I'm gonna pull it down. Just you say stop.
How hot? As tight as possible?
Are you done?
Okay. Yeah.
I've never seen. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's got my boing in an uncomfortable position there, Brian.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
And now here's the part. Now, since we're learning right now, this is the part where I tell you a totally true moment. This is exactly how I learned how to escape from a straitjacket. A magician who was my mentor, who I respected deeply, put me in exactly the situation you're in. Here, you can turn around. Here you go. And then he said, so get out.
Now, this would be an awesome moment if I just hulked out and just ripped it right open.
It was not an awesome moment for the 19-year-old Brian, who was like, no, but seriously, what's the secret? And he was like, secret is you get out. And so you figure it out.
Well, I'm thinking I gotta get my arms out of the sleeves,
Go for it.
but I don't know if that's... Oh. Man, it's tight down there. That's chafing.
That's the money shot right there. That's what's gonna get us demonetized.
Yeah. Jason's Franks and Beans. It's very tight.
Like on what part?
Down in the nethers, my undercarriage, all the way up around the butt region.
Right.
And up around the shoulders, it's very tight.
Okay.
Here, it's reasonably loose.
Okay, so what can you do with that? Oh! By the way, pause. This is one of the most important realizations, is because your initial instinct was to pull both ways and work against yourself. But instead, you eventually figured out, like, well, there's some amount of looseness. What if I gave it all to one side and got out the other? All right, so now where are you at?
Great time to monologue.
That's
right. Now I guess I gotta...
Ooh, that's interesting.
This is dignified.
Continue with your picking of the wedgie. What's interesting is, I think what you're doing is the most practical thing. Once you're over the head, you have the ability to manipulate with your fingers and hands, and that's all you really need to get out, which is fine if your goal is to actually escape from an insane asylum.
But for a show...
Exactly, right? I'm picturing exciting music and 1,000 people watching you pick this wedgie.
Yeah. Like... I need the dexterity. This is entertainment, folks. Jason, for 15 minutes, picking at his ass.
Quite literally, we'll have to take a finger and just take a finger and push the button, and it should get loose.
Oh, there's a button.
It's like an alligator clip claw thing. So you got to push the button.
Yeah.
Is
it this button right here? This one right here, Brian? No, don't be shy. Is it this
all
one?
right. Yes, it is. That's the button. That's a button.
So I just push and...
Use your other hand so you want to push in your butt and jerk forward.
Jerk forward?
And then...
Oh, I got it. Okay.
There we go. There, you did it. Do the thing. Take it off like a sweatshirt. Almost. Keep going. No. Violations, copyright. Your nipples are copyrighted. Yeah.
That was way easier than I thought.
That's the thing, is the hard part is not the escape.
It's the show.
It's making it look hard to escape. So here, I'm gonna walk you through all the steps on this. Here we go.
Okay.
So you got the fundamental secret of this straitjacket escape, which is it's not meant to keep people from escaping, right? The second, though, is that there are a few things you could do while you're being strapped in and a few things you could do while you're getting out that will help to sell the challenge. So in this case, I'll show you here. You go ahead and strap me in.
I remember you always did the nose scratch thing.
Those are bits of business, yeah. So in this case, you'll notice that if I do this, you can see very quickly that you can make each one to the last loop, right?
Oh, yeah.
But before you do that, hold on, give me just a moment. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab these in the balls of my fists.
Okay.
See my fists here?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna Hulk out, and I'm gonna say pull them as tight as you possibly can.
Okay.
So I want you to flex that through, and I seriously get it to the tightest notch. What does it feel?
Oh, I can't even get it finished.
Right, so imagine you're manhandling me, and by the way, this is one of those moments where you want the audience to be on your side. You want to be the victim during this. So once it gets through, pull it as tight as you possibly can. So this is already a battle. What I'm doing is I'm getting the volunteer.
And this is all just a ruse.
And it doesn't look like I'm fighting you, but it looks like you're fighting me. So it makes you the bad guy and makes me the good guy, right? Oh, there we go. All right. Jokes about, all this stuff, making me the little guy. The whole time, it never appeared like I was fighting anything. There you go. And I'm going to keep on doing this one right here on the second one. And so this is also, you'll notice that this is the tedious part that takes a long time. This is why you get 2 volunteers and you have both of them working against you.
Doing it at the same time.
Right. I always pick the 2 biggest, baddest guys in the entire room.
Yeah, that is really convincing because it makes all the difference, really.
Next up, you flop this one, you flop that one. Also, there are tricky straitjackets with like hidden releases and stuff you could do with your hands or whatever. So I make a point of sort of falsely pointing that out, like I'm on their side, like, hey man, other people are. By the way, if you have one of those gimmick straitjackets, pro tip, just say the same thing I'm saying. Just lie. Say, there are gimmick straitjackets, but this isn't one of them because I'm cool like you.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. You're on stage, right?
That'll be the first thing that people assume is, oh, that must be a trick straitjacket.
Right. In advertising, they call it address and dismiss. And the best example of this that I've ever seen is that razor company came out with that ad that was like big and huge. People ask me all the time, is it possible to have amazing razors for the price of blank per month? The answer is no. Our razors aren't good. They're effing great. That was not an explanation. It was not a solution. All it was an acknowledgement that I know this is your biggest fear. Anyway, let's move on with the ad. That's what you do, is you say, there are tricky straitjackets out there. This is not one of them. All right, let's go. Whether it is or isn't, right?
Trust me.
I'm gonna grab here. Again, I've got fists, but I have 2 people grab each side so that, look at that, even without people, look at how tight that looks across my chest.
Yeah.
So even if they're not pulling super tight, I'm pulling on their behalf, right? So I'm selling it for them. And I'm gonna have this person on this side. I make a big deal about how you go over top, you're the little bear going through the cave. They cross over, and then I immediately turn around, because the reason I turn around is then I immediately pull this as tight
to give
as I can.
yourself some wiggle room.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So what they see is this followed by this. So you remember we talked about hulking out so that this all looks tight? Mm-hmm. This looks tight. So we start with this, they cross over, we end up like this. Go ahead and take this side, run it through the brass grommet on the left side. I am now, again, fighting you. I've settled in my arms.
Yep.
Sort of pulled them back.
Oh, yeah, it won't even connect.
And the whole time, I'm like, come on, I dare you. As tight as you could possibly get it to go. And again, this is another one. You should be able to make it all the way to the last strap.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it, does it?
No.
Keep on going. And again, the more you work, the more the audience is on my side because I'm not doing anything and you look like the bully. Here we go, keep on going. There we go.
Oh, almost there.
It'll be more impressive if you stop there.
Okay.
All right. All right, strap that one in. Now at this point, because of the way everything nestles in, it truly is super tight all the way across my chest. And I'm gonna hold on to it. And that's when we get to this bit right here. There we go. And this is one. Of course, you get all the comedic beats right here. Here, just drop that. There you go. You're gonna pinch it, thread it. Something joke about normally hanging to the other side. Once it's threaded through, whoa. Once it's threaded through, remember Quasimodo, you're ringing a church bell. Go, don't yank, but straight down as far as it'll go.
Okay.
Keep going, go. I'm actually helping you at this point because I want everybody to feel like there's more room to go. And then I say, stop. And then you get this moment where at all points, everything is as tight as it could possibly be, right? Legitimate straitjacket. At this point, it's up to you to set your target, how much time you want to take to escape. I like 2 minutes. That's theatrically about right. I tell a big old lie about something Houdini. The truth is Houdini spent like, if he could get away with it, like 10 minutes escaping from a straitjacket.
Just constantly building the drama and the
Yeah,
tension.
so I would carefully craft a phrase saying, something Houdini escaped in 4 minutes. I'm gonna try to beat that record and do 2 minutes and clap for me if I make it, right? I would say everything looks pretty fair.
Oh yeah, everything looks really
everything
tight.
from the thong to the crotch to the arms or whatever. When you escaped, what was the hardest moment of it?
Figuring out the first move.
Right. Let's say you already knew the first move. And what was the first move?
That was getting my arm over my head.
Once you got past that, was there anything interesting left?
Not really. Everything else was pretty much just figuring out like, oh, okay, this should be next.
So this is the real secret of the straitjacket escape, is you have to intentionally withhold from yourself the hardest part, the only part you're worried about. The only thing I'm worried about is whether or not I'll be able to get my arm over my head. But I have to intentionally delay for almost 1 full minute whether or not I'm gonna get there. So instead you have to channel all that energy in the back and forth.
Dancing
up and
around.
down, getting it up. And you wanna communicate to the audience that this is what I'm trying to get. And they're like, oh, I get it. If he could just get that over his head, but I'm gonna waste a lot of time. I'm gonna get right here and watch what happens. Now I'm gonna tighten it even more. So I'm repeating the same bit. And I just, oh, if he could only get over his head and those dumb spikes. At this point, if I wanted to, I'm
Yeah.
so anyway. But you make a moment of that getting it over the head and they feel that release. And again, it's important to hold back from yourself because now there's only one more place that I'm ever afraid of, and that's whether or not something's wrong with the crotch strap. But as much as I want to know whether or not there is, I must not get straight there because instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and now what's the visual? Everything is tight again.
Yeah.
I took, the one thing you must not do is ever be seen with anything loose. So the moment it's off, you get that on there and you immediately start.
And that's not even doing anything.
No, correct. But what it is doing is it's keeping everything tight and it's telling the story. Because again, story is what we're selling here. So the story that I want to tell is I want to loop my arm, as you correctly intuited, into the jacket, right? So at this point, what I'm really doing is I'm working my arms forward, holding this tight, and the moment this elbow gets out, I know I'm home free. Because at this point, I'm able to spend a lot of time flopping around. There we go. Get up here, take that little moment, and then the first thing I do is grab this looseness, pull it tight again. So again, what's the picture we have? Everything is tight. Everyone's looking at my crotch. That's how I got married. I turn around, make a bit of showing the butt. Again, we're telling the story. There are 3 phases. If you could get your arms over your head, if you can get your elbow on the inside, and now we're at the final part of the story. And what's great is that at this point, I literally have all this bunched over in my fist, pulled tight across my chest. I can already tell I could get loose at any time, but you could take as long as you want for that crotch strap to go up until finally you're at that 5, 4, 3, 2, and then up. There you go, and then you slam it down. I'm not gonna break my glasses for you. But anyway, and then, oh, I almost broke my glasses for you. So, all right, so here's the question.
Your watch falls off, your pants explode.
Now that you know those beats, can you sell the straitjacket?
I can sell it, man.
Well, let's get in front of a big old fat fake audience. Yo, what's up, you thousands of people here for the Modern Rogue Festival of the Appreciation of the Variety Arts. Everybody make some noise! As you know, we have only one rule here. If you're cool enough to know that the hardest part of an escape act is making the easy look hard, then you also know that anytime you ever see an escape artist, you clap as loud, as hard, and as thankful as you possibly can. Am I right? Well, then give it up for a record-breaking escape to my partner, Jason Murphy!
Houdini did it in 4 minutes. Brian Brushwood did it in 2 minutes. I'm gonna do it in 120 seconds.
Everybody knows we love privacy because you click a button, it creates a burner card, can't get stolen, can't be used on multiple businesses, you set a limit, it's safe, safe, safe. And the biggest reason I love privacy is because somebody kept stealing my credit card info.
Did you get them?
I had to change it 3 different times. I kid you not, yesterday I got a phone call.
Hello, Mr. Brushwood. This is the police.
What did my co-host do now? How much is bail?
Yeah, and they said,
I'm sorry it took so long to find you. I had to subpoena all of your records. There's some transactions I'd like to go over with you.
and I'm like, yes. And he said,
Did you spend $100 on gas at this place?
I was like, no, I didn't.
He says, did you spend $75 on gas at this other gas station?
I'm like, no. I'm like, wait, did you catch the guy? Turns out it was somewhere somebody at some business establishment was using a card skimmer, and if I had been using my privacy cards instead, never would have been a problem. And that's why there hasn't been a problem since then, is because I hardly ever use my cards. Also, I kick over anything that asks for my card.
Oh man, I was starting to sweat there because, never mind. No, it's fine. Oh, what a satisfying resolution to this story.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, and it's a good object lesson, is that cards are inherently insecure. They could get skimmed, they could get stolen, and it is a pain in the butt to get a credit card changed, which is why you should use nothing but those one-time use cards from privacy.com/rogue.
Go to privacy.com/rogue and get $5 of free money. Just do it right now. They'll give you $5. You can try it out. It's super easy, really quick, and it's safe.
OMG, you beautiful, beautiful rogues. You guys showed up in force. 85% of our entire stock for the mystery jackpots has already gone out. So if you guys haven't heard about it, if you missed it, if you didn't watch last week's episode, head on over to scamstuff.com. Get in while you still can. Because holy cow, you guys are really moving stuff.